Welcome to Faithfully Growing Together in This Growth Moment, a podcast to help us all learn, grow, and transition together. I'm your host, Tim Fortescue, a life and spiritual transitions coach, coming alongside people of faith as we all manage transitions together. Today I'm going to share some of my story and give some of the do's and don'ts that have been helpful for me on my journey of faith, deconstruction, and reconstruction. If on the one hand you want to move to a more vibrant faith, but on the other hand wonder if you really even want to go there, you might find some help and encouragement from this episode. Before we jump into this week's episode, how are you doing? How have you been growing this week? What are your wins? What do you have to share about? I'm excited that our family will be taking some vacation time beginning next week. My wife is from Wisconsin, and we haven't gone there since the beginning of the pandemic. And so we're looking forward to reconnecting with family, and I'm looking forward to having some time of retreat while I'm there personally. What about you? Maybe you have some struggles. What have you been struggling with? And how have you grown in how you interact with those struggles this week? What are you grateful for? How are you growing? If you'd like to send me an email and let me know how you're growing and what you're grateful for, you can find my email in the show notes. Well, let's talk about today's content. Last week we talked about order, disorder, and reorder in regards to faith. We also learned that this is often called construction, deconstruction, and reconstruction. Today I want to give a little more insight into deconstruction and reconstruction of faith. Information like this and a better understanding has helped me, and hopefully it will help you in your own spiritual growth. Let's first look at the definition of deconstruction again. It is a systematic pulling apart of the belief system you were raised in. This typically happens when one has questions or doubts about their faith that go unanswered. Eventually, those issues force themselves to the surface and must be dealt with. Sometimes brought on by an event in your life that the faith of your childhood didn't prepare you for, such as a death or another loss or a difficult season. For me, living in such a diverse area and seeing God at work in those from other religious traditions, as well as the rise of Donald Trump and his having such an evangelical following, has facilitated my journey most recently as well. And I feel like I need to have a voice and take my faith back a little bit from the way it has been negatively perceived. The process of others deconstructing their faith is a huge movement that isn't slowing down, and the trauma of people's religious past is evident, particularly those from the Christian tradition. In my journey, deconstruction has been a positive and healthy process that can bring about a more genuine, authentic faith. That's been my experience. But I want to point out one issue with deconstruction. That is, reconstruction is often ignored. We can't know what that reconstruction will look like, and we may not have much control of what the end result will be. That's the risk of this journey that some are fearful of, but I do think it's important to try to reconstruct and to see it as an ongoing process. We're pretty good at deconstructing our faith or our belief system, but building it back up is a whole other ball game. Often, one's faith is left in shambles. It's better to have a more holistic plan from the start if that's possible. Let me share with you a few do's and don'ts I've learned through my deconstruction and reconstruction journey. Number one, do read the Bible. I'll place a link in the show notes to help you if you'd like to know how to read the Bible better, which helped me on my journey. But know that it's okay to question and to disagree with it, but it is imperative, I've found, to engage with that text that is so foundational to our faith. Number 2, don't withdraw from community. Talk to people you can trust and maybe reach out to a life coach or a spiritual director. Number 3, do pray honest prayers. God can handle them. It's okay to disagree. And even if you doubt that there is a God, I've found that praying can be cathartic. Number 4, don't let fear stop you. Part of the risk of deconstructing is that we can't fully control what is reconstructed. That's okay. I encourage you to lean into that fear. And finally, number 5, do grieve. Maybe it's the loss of family because of some of your choices in that reconstruction, or friends, or a job. Take time to grieve those. And I encourage everyone to re-examine their faith. As I've reconstructed, I don't have the concrete answers that I thought I had before, but I found that being able to live in the mystery and the chasm between knowing and not knowing has been freeing. Inviting others into this mystery because of the freedom it has brought me, as well as the way that this freedom has positively influenced my relationship with God, is what fuels my passion to share this with others. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to continue the conversation, I'll put a link to my Facebook group in the notes below. Additionally, if you'd like to talk more, I invite you to book a free consultation at www.faithfullygrowing.com. Thanks again for your time, and I look forward to what lies ahead as we all continue to faithfully grow.